First part of our math test is going to be quick facts. You will see facts appear on the screen like this, and every 5 seconds or so they will turn to a new fact. As the facts are on the screen, you will be required to write down the answers. This will be the first part of the test. The second part of our test, part B, is on the topic of patterns in multiplication. Let's go over the steps. The steps are first to identify the times table hint and then add the necessary zeros. For example, 6 times 700, you look at the times table hint. 6 times 7 is 42. If you look at the first digit of each number, you'll see your times table hint. 6 times 7 is 42. So you write that down, 42, and then you count how many zeros you need. 6 times 700 is 4200. Let's look at another example. 50 times 80, again, identify your times table hints. 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40, so you write that down. And then you adjust how many zeros. I have 1, I have 2 zeros, so I need to add 2 zeros. 50 times 80 is 4,000. How much is 70 times 400? Again, times table hint, 7 times 4, 28. How many zeros am I adding this time? 1, 2, 3. The answer is 28,000. The next part of our test is estimating products. This is similar to part B of the test, but we have one additional step. The steps we have to do for this one, round to the nearest 10, that's the additional step, and the rest is the same. Identify the times table hint and add your zeros. 6 times 78, 78 rounds to the nearest 10, it becomes 80. Look at your times table hints. 6 times 8 is 48, and add the necessary zeros. Let's look at a couple more samples. 7 times 34, we rewrite only the part that needs to be rounded. 34 rounds down to 30. Next is to identify the times table hints by looking at the first digit of each number. 7 times 3 is 21. And we're adding one additional zero. 93 times 6, again, estimating the product, round 93 to the nearest 10, that's 90. 90 times 6, look at the first digit of each, times table hint, 90 times 6, 9 times 6 is 54, and therefore you add one additional zero for 540. Part D of our test is multiplying a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number. Here are the steps we're going to follow. Ones times ones, then we're going to regroup, ones times tens, and then we're going to add. Let's follow through the steps. Ones times ones, 7 times 6. You always multiply in an upward direction. 7 times 6 is 42, so we're going to regroup by carrying the 4, 42. The next step is ones times tens. We're thinking to ourselves, 7 times 9. 7 times 9 is 63, and the final step is we have to add what we carried. 64, 65, 66, 67, and the answer is 672. This is called the traditional approach. This is the traditional way. 1 times tens, 6 times 4 is 24. We're going to carry 24. Second step, ones times tens, 6 times 8 is 48. Add what you've carried, 49, 50. We're going to add that and adjust below. Place value, same method, ones times tens, 7 times 3 is 21, and we're going to write that down below. And now we're going to multiply the tens. 7 times 40, 7 times 4 is 28, add the 0. And it's 280. Finally, we add those up, add the ones, the tens, and we have to carry again, and the hundreds. And our answer is 301. Part E of our test is going to be division with remainders. We will follow these 3 steps. EMS, estimate, multiply, subtract. Estimate, 8 into 74, we estimate 9 times. Multiply, 9 times 8 is 72. Place it underneath, and then subtract. 74 subtract 72 is 2, and this is called the remainder, remainder 2. Let's look at the next sample. 51 divided by 7. Estimate. Think of the multiples in the 7 times table. 6 sevens is too small with 42. If we subtracted 42 from 7, we're going to get more than 7 in a remainder. If we chose a multiple of 8, 8 times 7 is 56, we couldn't subtract 56 from 51 because 8 multiples is too big. The Goldilocks answer here is 7. Estimate, we're going to estimate 7. When a big number goes into a small number, it's helpful to put an x on top. Also helps us to remember to multiply. So we're going to estimate. How many 7s in 51? We're going to think it goes 7 times. Next step is to multiply. 7 times 7 is 49. We place it below. The final step is to subtract. We can see that it's a remainder of 2. So we write a remainder on top, remainder 2. 43 divided by 6. Estimate. How many 6s in 43? Think of your 6 times table. What's the biggest multiple of 6 we can subtract from 43? 6 times 6 is 36. Can we go higher? 6 times 7 is 42. We want to get as close as we can without going overboard. We're going to estimate 7. We place it here. Remember, big into small. Put an X there. Now we multiply. 7 times 6. And that's 42. It's good to think in terms of counterclockwise circles when we divide. Now we subtract. 43 minus 42 is 1, and the remainder is 1. The final part of our test, part F, is on arrays and related facts. And you can see here I've got all 4 facts. I've arranged 7 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 3 rows of 7 for a total of 21. In order to show an array, 21 divided by 3 equals 7, I would draw a line like this. Now I have 3 groups. Here's group A, here's group B, and here's group C. There are 7 members on 3 teams if you have 21 kids. You may see some circles and asked to write the related facts. Multiply across, I see 1, 2, 3, and then look how many going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 3 times 8. That equals 24. Make sure that you have all 4 related facts. 24 divided by 8 equals 3.